So one thing with an online course like this one is you don't ever have to go to class. Or another way to put it is maybe you can go to class whenever you want, or maybe you're in class all the time. No matter how you look at it, though, as a student in an online class, you have both a lot of freedom and a lot of responsibility. But I look at these view counts here, right? One view, 13 views, 20 views, and I wonder sometimes if you guys have been in class enough. I imagine this is probably my fault, right? That I'm not making the course or organizing the course in a way that you're able to keep up with things. So in that case, I've added some things at the top of our NYU Classes homepage, the one place you should be looking for finding stuff to both help you stay connected to the course and these videos that I make. I hope these materials keep your interest, but I do know that you need to watch them and understand them in order to do well in the class. Um, for a way for you to let me know how I've done, I've also included a place where you need to give me some feedback on what you think of the course so far. Make sure you do that before class starts next Tuesday. I sent an announcement to you about this. Check it out. Hi there, it's me from the next day. Apparently my announcement and the thing I put in NYU Classes may have helped solve this. The view counts are up, people are watching stuff. Just make sure you stay connected with the course. I hope that helps you make that easier for you. Back to the video. Now on to the good stuff. Let's talk about academicness. I ask you and the rest of the class to share what you thought academic meant, and I want to share kind of what you guys have said. By far the biggest, most consistent response among your students was this.
Its meaning is similar to another word, professional.
If you mean academic, you are with the purpose of getting a professional knowledge of something.
Serious, formal, and it contains a lot of professional terms.
In general, academic means something formal and professional or try to be professional.
I heard professional, 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 professional. For me, and I think in general in English, the word professional means it's part of your job. You get paid to do it. Because it's your job, because you're paid, you're probably good at it, and therefore the quality of it is pretty high. And I think you guys were referring to that quality. But you don't have to get paid for something for it to be good. There's a better word for you, and one of you got it. I want to share it with you right now.
To me, the word academic means studying things of a particular subject thoughtfully and rigorously.
Rigor, I think, is what you meant when you were saying professional. Rigor is a word that we often use in connection with academics, right? Academic rigor. In general, I think the best way to describe the word rigor is to mean you're doing the best you can and the most you can to make sure the quality of whatever you're doing is to the highest standard that it can be. And this is certainly important in academics, right? You have to work, something else that other people talked about, in order to make sure the quality of your content is up to par, meets the standards of the course, meets the standards of the publication that you're trying to get into. Ways that you can have rigor is by doing lots of research, by understanding what other people have said about the topic that you're talking about. You can also be rigorous by being critical about the text and the other ideas that you're coming from, right? Thinking about them, where they come from, where they get their material. Critical thinking can add rigor. Again, I think lots of you were talking about that by using the word professional, but thank you, Peter, for adding the word rigor and rigorously to our discussion. However, there is something I want to look back at Peter's response.
To me, the word academic means
Peter
studying
is
things
reading
of a
here, isn't
particular
he?
subject thoughtfully and rigorously.
Here it is again. You can kind of tell he's reading because you can see it in his eyes here. Not to pick on Peter, but you can also hear it in his voice. Listen with me real quick.
In contrast to the ordinary learning and
That doesn't sound like someone talking. That sounds like someone reading.
work and the course for patience.
It's monotone, it's flat. It doesn't have this kind of that you have when you talk. Right now, Flipgrid is one of the main ways that I can see you and interact with you talking. And that's one of the goals of this course, right, is to improve our academic speaking, right? So I really don't want you to prepare the language. I want you just to talk into the videos. Many of you are doing this. A few of you still a little bit unsure. So let's always make sure that we're talking into the camera when we're doing these Flipgrid responses. So there's this idea that you call professionalism, which I agree with you. I think that's the right idea, but it's not quite the right word. That might be a translation thing. It might not be a very good match between Chinese and English, but rigor, I think, is a better way to put that. What else is there?
We have a purpose of learning from it, like evaluating and reflecting on them. So I would say when you take something very serious and you take it as part of your learning, then the thing could be an academic to you.
It involves comprehending new concepts, mastering certain skills, and applying them to practical fields.
And when talking about what is academic, I first came up with the words researchers, studies. They both aim at explore, gain, and apply knowledge in different fields.
For me, the term academic can be used to describe things relevant to education, knowledge, and technique.
Many of you, again, were quick to point out that academics refers to learning, refers to education, refers to even school. Some of you put it that way.
So this is something related with learning, with schools, with education.
This, again, is right on the mark. School, though, I think is a good way to mix two things. One, learning, but two, an important thing that not quite everyone got to, but this idea of community, right? Community is important because academics talk to each other and they talk about what other academics say. That is, they're always framing whatever they're talking about in terms of all the other people who have done that. This could be as simple as you're in a classroom talking with people who have read the same article or watched the same video. Or it could be a larger community of people who study a particular thing, get together at conferences, read each other's papers and books. But academic knowledge almost always takes place within a group of other people doing the same things. So why is the idea of putting this in a community important?
Academic is an area that we can absorb, we can exchange, and we can express.
This community gives you both the text and the ideas from people that you can absorb. It gives you people with you can exchange information. And the community gives you a venue in which to express your thoughts about a topic. From your discussion, I just want to frame it in kind of this bigger picture. Academic both refers to the rigor in which you do your work and your learning, and also the people and the community in which you share it. So let's just take one assignment that you have and see how it can be made academic. In the feedback that you gave me, some students had questions about the seminar discussion event. Just in general, the seminar discussion event is a time when you and a small group will have an academic discussion, which will then be assessed. If you think about rigor, things I will be looking for to show your academic rigor include what sources do you bring in? How critical are your questions to other people or your thoughts related to the topic at hand? How appropriate and accurate are the forms of language that you're using? And also, can I see the work that you put into both the discussion and what you're trying to say? If we look at community now, I'm going to be looking at how you interact with the other people in your group. How do you bring out ideas from them? How do you respond to them? How do you mention the other sources and texts that we've used in our class that relate to the topic? That's just a little bit about how one assignment can be academic. I've really enjoyed listening to all your responses on Flipgrid and hearing your feedback to each other. I hope this video helps you understand what I feel is academic and how you can use that in this class throughout the semester. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to doing this again in the semester.